So he got on IG Live, and God knows what happened to make him do that, other than the fact that Kodak cut his hair, and that has got him upset. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I'm your host, Felix Long Trousers. Man, check this out, man. If it's your first time on He Rants, I want to let you know I'm just a random guy who just lots of random stuff that interests me, and I just feel like I need to inform you guys about it. And if that sounds sexy or attractive to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as with the post notifications. That way you always be one of the first people to hear the voice of Long Trousers. And at the same time, leave a like, because I'm so damn insecure, and those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. And at the same time, you gotta buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Link in the description box below. But let's not waste no more time. Let's get into the first story. We gotta talk about this guy by the name of Nathaniel Jose Perez. Alright, this guy Nathaniel out here in South Carolina. So it's funny when I hear the name Nathaniel, right? Nathaniel, that guy just seems like a church deacon or church child or something, right? Nathaniel. Like, can you imagine if you go out and you find out one of your friends got beat up by Nathaniel and his gang? It just sounds weird. Like, yeah, you know, Nathaniel and the boys. Nathaniel and the boys? Was a whole bunch of choir directors coming and jumping you or something, Nathaniel? But don't get me wrong, you know, Nathaniel, you know, you can say Nate. You know, Nate sounds a little bit more tough, like, okay, Nate and them, they jumped you and so, you know, that sounds better. But when you say the whole thing, Nathaniel. The reason I'm talking about this guy Nathaniel, son, because he apparently must have watched the show Prison Break and felt inspired by it, right? The reason why I say that is because this guy broke into Tiger something facility and correctional facility in South Carolina and everything, right? And pretty much he was breaking in there to assist the inmates. How, you ask? By, of course, bringing in drugs. You know, drugs. Wait, was it just drugs? Just drugs. I think that was. We're just bringing in drugs. That's what the main thing. Drugs, cell phones, stuff, just contraband and all that stuff. So he was equipped with 4 book bags. Keep them. I'm not sure how he wore those 4 book bags, or he just stacked them up on top of each other, how he did it. And he also had like some pliers, some bolt cutters rather, to get through the wires and everything on the top of the fence and everything to get in there and really make sure he distributes all the goods, all the items, you know, for people to have butt sex over and stuff like that, or at least that's what I heard. The crazy thing about it, I'm not sure how it works out there in the prisons, right? Because apparently he was bringing all that stuff in there for money, right? And I'm not the brightest guy out there, but I'm pretty sure that inmates don't necessarily have money. Of course they have commissary and all that, but I don't think they have physical cash. I'm trying to understand how it works, unless he has a deal with people on the outside if he's able to bring the drugs in there, right? And I'm not sure, man, because I'm pretty sure the currency in prisons, maybe I've been watching a lot of movies, but I usually think it's cigarettes, right? Marlboro Lights, you know what I'm saying? Newports 100s. You feel me? Just cigarettes, just his payments and everything. I'm not sure. Maybe he really needs cigarettes, and then he feels like that he gets a better deal on cigarettes inside rather than outside. Or maybe that he doesn't get hoes, right? Which, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of contraband is brought in by hoes, right? Hoes are able to put it inside their coochie area, their box, their innards, their viscosity innards. And it's easy to slide the drugs in there because, you know, they already have the moisture, especially if it's a younger lady, right? If it's a little bit of an older lady, because it brings a little bit of problems because it's kind of dried up there, you know what I'm saying? So they need that moisture so it sucks up and it stays in there. But then at the same time, if the woman's innards are kind of dry, I guess it would be able to stay in place, like it will hold together like some strong clay or something right now. I'm not sure that actually makes a lot of sense now I'm thinking about that. So maybe old women are still in the game too when it comes to this contraband stuff, right? But the stupidity of the whole thing is this, right? He eventually got caught. No surprise there at all. I don't know if this guy thought he was just some type of crazy escape artist too at the same time, because you have to understand, in order for him to enjoy the money that he's going to receive, I'm not sure how he was going to receive the money. He would have to leave back out, right? But the problem was when he got in there, I guess the bolt cutters weren't doing the job, right? He ended up getting some damages upon his body, right? He got a few scrapes pretty much from the barbed wires and everything, meaning he's not a good cutter. He's not a good cutter at all. So which leads me to believe that his drugs are not very good, right? I'm pretty sure the marijuana is pretty weak, if you ask me. I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty weak, and hence why probably people from the outside did not want to purchase his drugs, right? So maybe that makes even more sense. Now I'm thinking, as this goes on, this is making more sense. Maybe Nobody outside wanted to smoke his dirt, right? They sort of saw this straight putrid leaves, right? And, pretty much you're smoking oregano at that point, right? But the people on the inside, they're just like, listen, we're willing to take anything. At the same time, because, in prisons, they're drinking freaking toilet bowl whiskey and stuff, right? So they're willing, at this point, they're willing to take anything. And that includes other people's butts, if you know what I'm saying. We got to talk about this guy, Paul Pierce, man. This happened a little while ago, right? Not that far. I think the beginning of this weekend and everything, right? So this guy, Paul Pierce, decided to go out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on Good Friday, right? A religious day, right? Good Friday. He decided to get on IG Live with what we call the hoes, right? So he had a whole array of hoes, aka strippers, around him on IG Live, which commenced a lot of people to start making fun of this guy. Because you guys know, first of all, let's just talk about this guy, Paul Pierce, right? Paul Pierce, very good basketball player, right? Back in his day, right? But also somewhat overrated. He somewhat believes that one championship that he won with the Boston Celtics just made him in GOAT status, right? If you ask him, he's probably going to say that he's one of, if not top 5 small forwards ever to play in the NBA, right? I will say this: if he was in the WNBA, hands down, he'd be a legend. He's a number 1 legend, right? In the NBA, he's still a legend. But I think I have a good 30 people above him, right? I think that's being generous. 30 people I can think above him. Some of the players even playing right now, and of course you have to add people in the history and stuff. But I guess you got a ship, right? You got that championship with your boy KG and Ray Allen and everything. I guess but like I was saying, man, this guy was on IG Live and everything with hoes around him, right? Looked like hoes were touching his shoulders and such. Pretty much the lifestyle that a lot of men want to live, right? I know damn sure I would definitely love to live that lifestyle, right? And I sometimes ask myself this: if hoes were dropping it to me all the time, or just rubbing my body, just rubbing my chest and shoulders, my earlobe, just touching me, right? He maybe even rubbing against my shoulder and just graze upon me. If I was getting down on a daily basis, would I be in a relationship right now? It's one of those things that I sometimes just ponder upon, right? Man, am I in a relationship because I don't have hoes aplenty? I have a decent amount of hoes that I can acquire. Don't get me wrong, as such a lot of men do, but there's a different level of hoes that certain celebrities just have over us regular guys. The thing that was crazy about it, because when you were seeing him on the live, he looked like he wasn't having a good time, right? Which makes me believe that he's gotten so many hoes that he has gone through something as a hoe numbness, right? It's just that, hey, it's the same old, right? These hoes are just always here, right? But the reason why people on Twitter was going so crazy, right, about the whole situation, because this guy's married with kids, right? So everybody's just like, why is this guy on live with hoes, right? Very attractive hoes, if I do say so myself, right? We have to point that out, because anybody can have hoes that are unattractive, but once you also have the high caliber attractive hoes, then you reach a whole new branch of life, right? I think a lot of guys at that point start building a lot of envy, right? Even those guys calling them out for being married and such know that they would drop their wives in an instant to be around the hoes that he have around his back. Let's just be honest, we're just speaking facts right here, man. I don't make the rules. I'm just the guy that makes sure that you guys remember what the rules are set in place are, right? Kind of like a referee, right? And that's not even a basketball reference, because a referee can be for any sport, but I digress, right? So he, people was even leaving comments on his live saying like, listen, don't you have a wife and kids that you're supposed to be with, man? But you out here with these hoes and stuff, right? And he was just ignoring them, right? Just trying to somewhat have a good time, but it looks like he's just drowning in sorrow, drowning in hoes. Like I said before, man, that's just, if I'm gonna be sad, right? If I'm gonna be in sorrow, right? Some people grab a blunt, start smoking marijuana. Some people drink beer, alcohol, just drown their sorrows away. No, some people go to the strip club, right? Maybe this is what he did, right? But at the same time, I think I would love to be around hoes, right? Around females, rather, right? And not always have to be hoes. Sometimes you want to be around good girls too at the same time, just to have the viscosity around you, right? The viscosity, the innards that the women have, their aroma, just to have that around you. Sometimes that makes me feel good, right? But the way I look at it is this, right? We don't know what's going on with this guy, Paul Pierce, right? It could be a situation that he could be out there, right, with the guys. And he just saw the girls there and he was like, listen, I don't trust these girls. These girls, we're in the Me Too era. These girls might end up saying that I did something to them, right? So the best way for me to avoid these girls saying that I done the R word to them or touched them inappropriately or anything like that, I'm just gonna get on live so everybody can see that these joints, I'm not doing anything with them. That could be the case. He might even popped up over there, right, with his buddies, and they brought the girls over there. He had no idea. They probably was about to just play 2K. And of course, he was gonna play 2K with with the Celtics and everything, just to play with himself and everything, because that's the type of guy Paul Pierce is. Maybe that was the case. Maybe he just saw that and was like, oh, let's throw that in there. And he was just like, let's put these girls here on live so everybody can know. And he's showing himself not having a good time to let people know, like, listen, if these girls say that I did anything to them, how can they say that? Look at me. Am I happy? Look at my shape up. Look at my lineup. Maybe he was also trying to show off the lineup. The lineup was very sharp. It was. We have to give him that. The lineup was sharp, but at the same time, his hairline's receding. But that comes with old age. But you still have to respect the lineup. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, man. Maybe he's separated too. Maybe he's separated and hasn't told people that, listen, I'm separated with my wife, and I'm just trying to drown my sorrows away with hoes. That could be the case. Who knows? We gotta talk about this guy Kodak, man. You guys know Kodak Black, man. Since he's been out, a lot of people's been following the guy, been checking out what Yak's been up to and such like that, right? You guys saw I reported on the video when they had the beam on him. Everybody was thinking that he was getting, trying to get assassinated and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that he's been doing. Also wanting credit for every single thing that he believes that he has brought into the culture and such. And when you think about it, he pretty much thinks everything he's done, everything in the culture is because of him, basically, at this point, right? But the reason why he's in the news, right, is because he just apparently cut his dreads right now. He pretty much cut most of it off, right, and just left a little bushy fro and everything, right? And everybody's saying, my goodness, this guy Kodak has finally switched places with the clone, and this is the real Kodak. At this point, man, I'm just starting to think everybody's stupid, right? This clone stuff, everybody was saying Gucci Mane was a clone, and y'all saying this guy Kodak is a clone. If it comes out he's a clone, then I'll be like, hey, listen, maybe I was a freaking idiot, but that guy's not a clone, son. That guy is not a clone. That's the same guy, son. He was ugly before, he's ugly the same. And why would they clone Kodak of all people? Well, then again, if he does want the credit for everything he's done, maybe they saw him as a very influential person in the culture, right? They probably look back and say, this guy Yak has made a lot of things go down. Maybe we need to clone this guy to be able to use his power, his strength, right? And then right now that he's been trying to get credit for everything, and some people are getting mad at him for asking for that credit, maybe the experiment failed at that point. It was like, you know what, F it, let's bring out the real Kodak and let him do his thing. We'll figure out who the next person to clone and stuff, right? Who knows? Maybe Bobby Shmurda. Who knows, right? But I'm just playing around because that's complete. That is stupid. The reason why I'm talking about Kodak is because this guy's Southside. You guys know I already spoke about Southside before in like 2 other videos. One video with his dad coming at him, pretty much saying that he's trying to kill his dad and such like that. And dad talking about like, I'm going to get you and your uncle and all that stuff. Some weird family beef, family quarrel. And the other video with him, a little Uzi Vert, man. Them, he trying to defend his girl's honor and everything, right? But the reason why I'm talking about Southside is because you guys already know Kodak and Southside has already had this somewhat of a beef, right? A beef because of Young Miami, right? This hurts my soul. The reason why it hurts my soul, because you guys know Young Miami is a part of the Street Coalition, one of the Knights at the Round Table, like I've said many times before, and she's bringing apart men, right? She's bringing apart men because Kodak used to go out with Young Miami, and I believe the reason why they broke up is because Kodak got locked up and everything, right? Young Miami, the way she is, showing herself that she's not the type of girl that will hold you down, right? But you shouldn't be surprised by that at all. You shouldn't be surprised by that. The Street Coalition holds no morals. They hold no morals. They hold no loyalty to anybody other than the streets. The streets always hold their loyalty no matter what. And I want men to understand that. And this is a perfect example of that, right? So the moment he got locked up and everything, they eventually broke everything off, right? I'm not sure if it was in good terms or bad terms. I'm assuming bad terms, right? And then she ended up getting pregnant by this guy Southside, right? Southside falling into the trap, impregnating one of the Street Coalition leaders. Therefore increasing her baby mother energy, and you guys know when they become baby mothers, that also adds to their points in the streets. It just, I guess it really upset Kodak, which it would a lot of people, right? Find out your girl, you're no longer with your girl, and then she gets pregnant right away. Sometimes you might even wonder, was she smashing another dude that is for a certain period of time through your relationship, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes through your mind. So Kodak was upset, so he made a diss track about her and everything, pretty much saying stuff like he would punch her stomach because she got pregnant and such, right? Some pretty graphic stuff. Let's not forget, this guy Kodak, is a ruthless type guy, right? I think a lot of people forgotten once he's gotten fat and everything that he jokes around a lot, and everybody sees him as a cuddly fat guy who doesn't know what he's up, what he's doing and stuff, right? But Kodak would I wouldn't be surprised if he really was going out here punching pregnant women's stomachs. When that happened, Southside got mad and said, listen, man, you should worry about coming out of prison and everything, right? Because you're locked up and such, right? And I think he said he would, whoop his ass and, the typical stuff when somebody comes at your girl, your baby mother and stuff, right? And, once Kodak came out, Southside and Kodak, they weren't saying anything, right? So pretty much a lot of people assumed their beef was done because nobody's talking about it, right? But I guess this guy Southside realized that Kodak's clone got switched back to the real Kodak once he cut his dreads and everything. And this guy Southside realized, okay, this is the guy I have the quarrel with, right? This is the guy I have the problem with, right? So he got on IG Live, and God knows what happened to make him do that other than the fact that Kodak cut his hair, and that has got him upset. He said, listen, Kodak, I'm ready for you, man. Like, tell that dude, F that dude, and we can bump, right? I'm assuming that's what they do in Florida. They say bumping is their way of saying they can scrap, they can fight, I guess bumping. Usually when I hear bump, I'm thinking doing a line, doing a drop of the white stuff to the nostril. That's what when I hear bump, I thought that's what it was. But maybe that's what he means. Maybe no, I don't think so, because he was pretty aggressive the way he said it. Unless he's one of those guys in those after school specials, right? When he be like, listen, you should try this drug. And then the kids be like, no, you shouldn't. But then he be like, no, you don't have a choice. You better try this drug. Maybe he's one of those aggressive after school specials. You know what I'm saying? Forcing the drugs upon people. I'm not sure. At this point, man, I want to actually see the tussle. He even said, like, listen, we can bring our people together, right? I can bring my guys. You can bring your guys. We can come together, right? And pretty much just bump and everything, right? I'm pretty much saying knuckle up. The only thing about these type of scenarios, right? You sometimes wonder if it's gonna actually end up with two guys putting their guns away and they start scrapping up, or is it gonna be one of those situations that one guy puts the gun away and the other guy realizes the other guys put their gun away, and then they light him up with a Uzi like it's CJ off of San Andreas or something like that. I'm not sure. Either way it goes, right? I will be entertained. Will it be sad that individuals lost their life? Definitely, right? But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, these guys were probably a menace to society in the first place, right? So probably them getting shot and killed was probably inevitable, right? And it probably saved a whole lot of other people's lives, because most likely they would have killed others, maybe even children, who knows, right? That's just my opinion. I'm not sure. Would it be sad if they passed away? Definitely. No one should lose a life, right? No one should lose a life. But I definitely want to see this fight, man. This guy Southside, he definitely wants to smoke. I think he has a whole lot of pent up anger and rage that he wants to release, and I'm scared for who he's going to release that anger upon, because I feel like somebody's face is definitely going to get smashed in, right? Definitely smashed in. But I'm just sad that it's all because of a woman that's a part of the street coalition, and she's doing her part, right, to destroy us men standing with each other, right? But that's all the news I got for today, man. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the post notification, just like I said before. And at the same time, leave a like, because I'm still insecure. Even though I made this whole video, I'm still insecure, man. I need that to show that I'm doing a stand-up shop. And also, if you can, share this video with your friends, your buddy, your loved ones. Let them all hear the voice of Long Trousers. And at the same time, you gotta buy the merch. Mofo, men offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Link in the description box below. And that's all I gotta say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.